Hello everyone, it is Thursday afternoon, so it's time for another Facebook Live. We are going to be playing with the Artistic Leaves set this afternoon. Normally I would go share this to my page, but my laptop has decided not to connect to the internet. Just sometime in the last hour it decided not to do it. So I will have to share it over there after the fact once I get my laptop to behave again. So for right now, we're just going to be here on my group. Eventually, I'll get the link shared over to my page in case somebody's looking for it there. If you are new to Facebook Live, I show something every week. I've kind of made a change in this month, I guess it is, I started. And I show several projects. And then if you want the kit for those cards, then you place a $50 order by Monday evening. And I'll send you the kit for those 3 cards free. If you spend $75 or more, then you get a free embellishment also. And this week it will be these Cajun Craze, excuse me, Cajun Craze and gold dots, which we're going to be using today. Now I've used several different designer series paper or specialty papers on this. Sorry, it's going to be kind of noisy. This first card, I guess I should show you the stamp set too, is using this metallic. It is called Earthen Toned Metallic. So it's kind of a coppery color. And then the other paper I used on this card is this beautiful autumn paper, Gathering Together. Sorry, it's so noisy to open up these packages. But this is, little pieces everywhere because I've been using this a lot. This is actually what's left of 2 packages because I've been using it so much. But one side has the gold foil on it and the other side does not. So it's just beautiful. Love that one. That might be my favorite. That, and then there's one. This is the one I used on this card. This plaid is beautiful too. I think that's all. Nope, we didn't see that one, I don't think. So gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Wonderful for fall. And then another card. I don't remember. Yeah, the other 2 cards are using this. This is an online exclusive. It's Need for Tweed. And so it's just got these nice tweedy patterns. So you've got some red and green that you could use for Christmas, black and white that you can use anytime, and then some that are more the brown tones that are great for fall. So those are all the papers we're using today. I'll put all those back together later. All right, so let's get started. This is our first card. Oh, also, hey, Marion, you made it. I will tell you who won this card at the end. This is the card from one of the cards from last week that we did. So I'll tell you who won that. And then this card will have the dimensions on my blog shortly after this video, assuming I can get my laptop to work. Okay, so let's make this card. I have all my pieces here. Oh, I should show you the stamp set. This is Artistic Leaves. So this is an online exclusive. It's just a standalone stamp set, no dies or anything to go with it. But beautiful, we call them 2-step. So you stamp them once and then you stamp another on top of it and it gives it, I need that and I need this. And I need my Stampin' Pierce mat. Okay. So we are stamping this big leaf in Cajun Craze. And I have found it easier, this is for me, you can do it either way, to stamp the outline first. So I'm stamping it full strength in Cajun Craze on this circle. And because these are photopolymer, it helps to have the Stampin' Pierce mat underneath. It just helps them stamp better. And then the inside is to bring over my scratch paper, because we're going to use Cajun Craze again, but we're going to stamp it off first this time. And then you just line up, which is always difficult to do on camera because I'm not right over it like I normally am. Well, we'll see. Yeah, not too bad. So that just gives some depth to it. All right, and then on our sentiment, we have hello, sweet friend. And I had angle cut that left side. All right, let's put that away. We'll have to clean our leaf stamp before we get to another card. This is a basic beige background. And then this guy, this is that, what did I call it? Earth tone metallic, or earth tone. I have to look at the name again. Earth toned metallic, yes. And I used this Gathering Leaves embossing folder on it. It actually goes with this paper. So you can see it's kind of the same pattern there. I'm trying to remember which pieces I put on dimensionals and which I did not. Okay. This I did not. And because it's embossed, I'm going to use my liquid glue. Now you do want to be careful anytime you're using liquid glue with metallic paper, because if you get it onto the front side of it, it just smears and makes a mess and you cannot get it off. So, and then this guy, there's that beautiful plaid on the back. So I want these to go up the same as my, and I'm going to put it in just a little bit, same as my embossing. All right, this guy will go on dimensionals, which I set over here somewhere and have promptly covered up evidently. Well, oh yeah, I did. My desk is an extra mess today because I'm getting ready for class on Monday. I have a Christmas card class on Monday, and it's a product-based class. So I've got all of their paper. So everyone gets a pack of paper and embellishment and ribbon. All right, so I'm going to just trim this because it's a little long. We don't need all that. And I'm going to put a dimensional on either end of it because it's going to straddle that circle with the leaf on it. So it's just going to kind of go down here like that. And then we will use some of our Cajun Craze and Gold embellishments. So there's actually three different sizes. So we'll use one of each. When you're doing embellishments, you want to do an odd number. So there's a big one, a little one, and then a medium one. I'm going to put it on there this time. All right, there is our first card. I just love that metallic paper back there. So again, this is the one that will be given away next week. All right, next card. We need to grab our chamois because we're going to stamp our leaf in a different color, and it's a lighter color, so we need to be sure we clean it off. My chamois is well loved, as you can see, but it still works just fine. Okay, I need this one. I like to stamp it off like that and get a little bit of the ink off before I put it in my chamois. All right, now it's ready for our next, and photopolymer does stain like this. So that doesn't hurt anything. It just stains from the ink, but it will not come off on our next stamp. Excuse me. All right, so our next one, we're going to have to do some fussy cutting. And I didn't do any ahead of time, so sorry, you'll just have to deal with me doing it. So this paper is no longer, I don't remember if it's no longer available or if it's on last chance, so I didn't want to use it. So I'm going to substitute with this tweed paper instead. So we are going to, let's get all of our stamping pieces out here. So this guy, we're going to stamp our outline in crumb cake. So this is crumb cake cardstock. So we'll stamp our outline in crumb cake. And then, so this is kind of tone on tone. Let's get our scratch paper again. Take our inside again, crumb cake, stamp it off, and line it up. That is tricky to do when you're not right over it like normal. Oh, that turned out pretty good. All right, and then we need the stamp set because I forgot to grab the other stamps we needed. So I need this guy. I don't think I put any here. And we need Celebrate Today. Grab a couple more blocks. I don't think he'll fit. Yeah, he'll fit on that. All right. So this is pecan pie. And we're going to stamp pecan pie on pecan pie. Marion, I just saw your comment about being ready for the class. Good, it'll be fun. So we're going to do 2 of these. We'll cut those out. And then our last bit of stamping is our sentiment, and it is going to be in Early Espresso. So we'll just stamp that a little bit to the left, but not too far because you do want to kind of tuck it in underneath the leaves. But then you also want to banner cut the right. So I have a mess over here on my desk. Okay, now we are ready to fussy cut. Well, this guy just needs, let's trim a little bit more of that off. Just needs a banner cut on the end. Let's do that first. That's easy enough. So you can just cut in the middle and then cut from each corner into that middle. And for me, that's an easier way to get an even banner cut. And then we just need to cut these guys out. So when you're fussy cutting, you want to leave a little space around your stamped image. That way your eye is drawn to the stamped image and not your cutting. So if it's not perfect, nobody's really going to notice. And you want to turn the paper, not your scissors. Some people like the fussy cut, some people don't. I don't mind it. I wouldn't want to do it on every card, but I don't mind it. Look, a little close there. Trim that down a little bit more. All right, there's those. And this guy, let's just get rid of some of this extra. Just makes it easier when you're cutting if you don't have all that extra paper there. Yeah, this set doesn't have die, so if you want your leaves cut out, you're just going to have to do some fussy cutting. But they're not hard. And you don't have to go all the way down in there, just go in a little bit. It will still look good. And we're almost done. I think this is the only, yeah, this is the only fussy cutting we're doing. I had to look at the third card to remember. This is the only fussy cutting we're doing today. And then you want to be careful around this stem because it can get kind of skinny. You don't want to tear it off. Oh, got a little close on that side again. Trim that down a little bit. Okay. Whoops. Need that. Now we have all our pieces. We are ready to put it all together. Now I did not cut an inside, but I would cut, and normally I would cut a white or maybe in this case a vanilla inside for this. This is pecan pie and it's kind of dark to write on. You can, but it would be easier if you put a lighter color inside. All right, so our designer series paper is going to go down flat. I'm going to ink or adhesive on my fingers. So that will go down flat. We'll see if we like this paper as well. I really loved that wood paper behind it, but all right. And then you've got, this is from the, I think it's called Gallery Blooms. I have adhesive all over my fingers. And it just cuts out a big frame, a small frame, and then you also have the rectangle in the middle if you need that. Dimensionals. I've lost them again. Here they are. Keep covering things up over here on my mess of a desk. This one I put up on dimensionals. Probably could have used the black ones on this, a darker color, but this will work. I'm just going to put one in each corner. Oops, come back here. I'll put this on. And then our leaves, I'm just going to put a little bit, because we want them just kind of sit over this frame. So just a little bit on the frame to kind of hold them. And actually, I think I might put a dimensional up there because it's going to be kind of hanging out by itself over there. So that will hold it to the frame. And then these little guys, and I'm just going to put it on the bottom. Which way do I want it to go? I want it to go this way. Because I am going to tuck our sentiment in underneath. Whoops. Hang on. You have to give it just a minute to dry. Okay, well that's drying. Let's get our twine. Let's move that up just a little bit. So you're gonna, the back of your sentiment, just put a little bit of your seal back there. Uh-oh, I just lost the lid to that. All right, I'll have to remember to get that. And then take your twine, and we're gonna do, it's gonna look like a bow on the front, but we're just looping it around. And if you don't have the right dimensions, like I made that loop too big, you can pull it off easily. So let's move this up a little bit. Make not quite such a big loop, because you want it to be somewhat even. There we go, that looks better. Now unpeel your finger. And then we want, I'm going to put a dimensional in the middle. That's where it's going to be kind of in the middle of this frame. And then let's see, I think we'll put just a little bit of glue here, and then a little bit there. All right, so I put a little bit on this end. That's going to tuck under the leaves. Let's take that off. So that will tuck underneath the leaves. That guy still doesn't want to stay, does he? There we go. All right, we're going to have to put some more glue on him or something. Helps if you take the lid off. He is not wanting to stay there, is he? All right, now he will. Oh, I forgot to put my bling on the last one. We'll go. No, I didn't. I put it on there. But I didn't have any bling on this one, just the twine bow. So you'll have to decide if you like the tweed or the wood background. I think they both look nice. All right. That's our second one. And then our last card is using another piece of the tweed as background. And then this is one of my favorite embossing folders. It's the Distressed Brick, I think it's called. And some twine again. Okay. So now we're back to, I need to clean my stamp. Even though I'm going from a light stamp to a dark, I still like to clean mine. It's not strictly necessary, but it makes me feel better. So we're using this big one again. Clean the crumb cake off of it. And there's the other one. Thanks, Marion. I'm glad you liked them. All right. And then we need our other sentiment, which is hiding over here. I tell you, that laptop not working threw me for a loop. It's crazy how much we depend on those, and all of a sudden if they don't work. All right, so this one says Grateful for You, and we're back to our Cajun Craze. So we're going to stamp, no, not that one, this one first. I like to have the darker outline to look at before I stamp the other. It just helps me line up, because if you do that one first, it's going to be a lighter color. Oh, I forgot the outline is not quite as important, but on this solid one, you want to have this. All right. Let's see. I think I have it turned different. Here we go. There we go. That one turned out pretty good. And then our sentiment, we have just a little piece. This is Basic Beige. our card base and what we stamped our leaf on, and this little scrap is all basic beige. All right, that's all of our stamping. Oh, I have a mess to clean up when I'm done. Now we're ready to put this card together, and this time we will use our embellishments, our Cajun Craze and gold embellishments again. So this is just some of that plaid paper. It's basic beige. We're just going to put it on flat. It's just been acting up for me lately. Put that on in the center there. And then we have our brick, which again I'll put on with liquid glue. In this corner, about there. And then, I tell you, these dimensionals, there they are. They are hiding from me today. So this guy's going to go in this corner on dimensionals. And one in each corner should be fine. Come on. That one's stuck to my finger too well. That will go here. And then we'll do our, well, let's do our banner cut first on this end. So I always forget to mention, along with the all the paper you need to make the cards, you'll get a tutorial that will have the measurements for everything and the instructions on how to put it together. So that will come by email. Okay, we're going to do our same thing here where we just make a little fake bow behind it. And the embellishments will not be included. Any ribbon or twine is, because that's easy enough to put in there. But the embellishments, you can either use what I did if you have them, or just use whatever you have. All right, this is going on with dimensionals. And then we'll add our Cajun Craze and gold dots again. I used something different in mine, but I wanted to use these today. And they match since they're Cajun Craze, so why not? And a medium one. Let's just put it there. All right, so there is our third card. So let's look at everything that we made. This is what will be in your class kit. So if you place an order, I don't know where my piece of paper went, but if you place, there it is, hiding under all this mess. If you place an order by Monday night, $50, you'll get the kit to make these cards. $75 or more, you'll get this plus a package of these embellishments. And then this is the card I will give away next week on my Facebook Live. And I will put the measurements for this card on my blog shortly, assuming I can get my laptop to work. Okay. And then last week, this was one of the cards we made. And so I did a drawing for it, and Nancy won this. But I think she was in this class, so I will pick out another card so she doesn't get the same one again. I'll find another card in my stash to give to her. Okay, I think that is it. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.